Morning, everybody. Welcome to hashtag Grow Your Life live sessions. And today I'm going to talk to you about finding your target customer with lookalike audiences. This is kind of more on a quantum level type training. And if you're watching this and you're like, who's this guy with the neck beard and the silly shirt? Sometimes when I talk about really high level stuff that is ultra advanced, I will wear nerdy shirts and dress down so that, it's not taken as seriously. Because I want to show you how easy it is in that. So here's the deal. If you're trying to find your target customer, I did 2 podcast episodes that you need to write down. If you go to my website at 𝐔𝐬𝐢𝐳𝐿, that's 𝐔𝐬𝐢𝐳𝐿.com and click on podcast, episode number 6 and number 7. You have to listen to those. Episode number 6 will teach you how to make content that people want to listen to, engage with on video, and how to come up with original content. If you haven't listened to podcast episode number 6 and that should be an and 7, episode number 7 is using free and paid methods to get traffic to your customers. Now this right here is not a full podcast, it's not a full training, it is a follow-up to those. If you are trying to find your target customer, you don't know who to target, you don't know how to find them, you don't know where they are, this is the easy way to do that, okay? I'm going to break down for you quite a bit here. It's multidimensional, and this is why this podcast and this podcast are very important, because I'm going to reference things that I taught in both of these in this within 10 minutes to break this down for you. That way you can quantify this, and when you combine that, it's about a 2-hour training if you combine these 2 podcasts, what I'm talking about here, and you will start to see results in it, okay? So the first thing you need to do, as you're building content, as you're making a page, as you're doing all that, if you don't have a lot of video content, you need to start doing video content, and that's what episode number 6 is about. And then using what I talk about in episode number 7 is how you can then get customers. But I'm going to try to bridge the gap between that of what I think some people didn't quite understand yet. And what that is finding their target customer with lookalike audiences when they are not converting to sales for them, or the targeting they've done before isn't quite working. So here's the deal. When you're first targeting, I had a lady write me this morning. She teaches, I think it's like coaching in French. It's language stuff. I had another person write me. He does direct sales coaching with network marketing companies. This is what I use for my clients. We have a lot of religious-based, Christian-based stuff that we target, and we use this exact same method here to scale anything, and it works. It's actually like 100% success rate, which is crazy. So doing this has had a 100% success rate with everybody that I've ever done it with, but it's multidimensional. So initially, when you're first targeting content, you want to make video content, and you want to target it to a somewhat broad audience that is similar to the content that you have. So think of who is also doing stuff like this, what platforms. It could also be an app, it could be behavior. So you target initially behavior-based in the ads manager to like different pages, different people, stuff like that. But your goal is you want to create engagement on your page. So what you can do is you can then, after you have about 90 days of engagement, create an audience under audiences in the Facebook ads manager of 90 days of engagement on your Facebook and Instagram. And then you'll start to target your video content that you're doing every day to that 90 days of engagement. Your goal, however, is actually to create an audience of video viewers. So this is where it gets multidimensional. A video is a timeline. If you're watching this video right now, we're about 5 minutes in, so you're right here. If you're watching this, you've watched 50% of this video. And Facebook gives me a way of tracking anybody who's watched 50% of my videos, which means that I can show you a specific advertisement that I wouldn't show somebody who didn't get to 50%. And then what I like to do is I like to utilize what they call 75%, and that's the sweet spot. 75% video viewers. And this is what I talked about in episode number 7 of the podcast. Episode 6 is about making the content that you would then target to the behaviors, target to the 90 days of engagement. That's what episode number 6 is about. Episode number 7 is then about utilizing that content to get traffic, and breaks down in depth more of what I'm talking about here, and I use a whiteboard as well. So then what your goal is you want to get 1,000 or more, the more the better, people, individuals in an audience who have watched 75% of your video content on a related topic that is related to what you are trying to sell, whether it is an opt-in campaign, whether it's just following your page, whether it is purchasing something. 75% video viewers. These are people that recognize you in their mind, in their mind's eye, as a quote-unquote brand name. And if you're watching this video right now and you've gotten to this point of the video, it's probably because you either know who I am or you found this interesting to you. And once you get to about 7.5 minutes in this video, you then go into my 75% targeting group. I'm going to stop this at 10 minutes, by the way. And I can do that on Facebook and Instagram. And then I can create an audience of all the people who want up to 1,000 people is best. You can make a lookalike with 100, but 1,000. And you do that in the Facebook Ads Manager under Audiences, and you select your page. You can select the videos. I load up all the videos. I have over 500 videos that I loaded up to create that audience. And then what I do is I create a lookalike audience of the 1% of all of Facebook users that are similar to people that watch 75% of my videos. So then I target all my video content that I'm making that I taught in episode number 6 and episode number 7 to this 75% audience, because those people multidimensionally have shown me they have more interest in what I'm saying than somebody who's only watched 10 seconds or 3 seconds. Somebody who cuts out at 10 seconds or even 50% is a less interested person. My content is less relevant to them than somebody who watches at least 75%. And so my goal is to create content that gets as many 75% views as I can. So when I'm creating video content, I'm then tracking how many 75% views I'm getting on each video. And that helps me know what content people want to hear from me. And so then I'm creating audiences. And so I stop using this engagement audience once I get that 1,000 with 75%. And then I start growing this audience more. And then I start targeting stuff that I want to sell, new content, my Facebook group, my podcast, to these people who've watched 75%. So the algorithm uses artificial intelligence to find people that have similar interests. They'll scroll on the feed, they'll stop, they'll read ads, they'll click, they'll watch, they'll engage with videos that are similar to people who watch 75% of my videos. And the AI does this in the background. And so what you're doing is you're utilizing the artificial intelligence on Facebook to find your target customer by doing step 1, 2, and then 3. So step 3 is where you want to get to, but you have to start with these more broad niche audiences and micro niches, and then you do engagement, and then you go to the 75%, and then that starts to lead into sales. And that's how you find your exact customer with lookalike audiences. Lookalike audiences is just the word that Facebook gave to their artificial intelligence algorithm that finds people similar to who take an action. And then from there, I've also target them to track, who reads my entire sales page, who clicks add to cart, and I create lookalikes based on that. And that's how I find my target customer, just by creating content on social media, because they've shown intention. It's multidimensional, it's more of a quantum level, and I explain it, all of this, what you need to do to successfully start here in podcast episode number 6 and number 7. And I walk you through, this is only 10 minutes. These combined are 2 hours. In episode number 6 and episode number 7, I walk you through the process of making content and then using it to find your target customer. One cannot stand without the other. You can't do one and not the other. So listen to those, watch through this video again, and I think you're going to get some results. Have a good one, everybody. We'll talk soon.